Okay.
And let's not waste any time because I'm running on fumes here.
Oh, no. I assure you, we are good and ready to go. Now,
The sooner we can start talking about stuff, the better.
first of all, I'm gonna note something for you. We haven't missed anything. You'll see that we have a bunch of autosaves here and a manual. The manual is our save. I have been playing ahead about an hour and a half at a time because this game is problematic when it comes to like running and not crashing. So before we do these streams, I've been going ahead and just making sure that like, okay, is anything going to break if I hit these checkpoints? And so far, it's been okay. Let's go ahead and jump back into where we were. As a quick recap, all we basically did was meet up with Francis York Morgan and figure out that he was a super creep who has been living a sheltered life. And we got to the hotel and met our cook, David Jawara, who basically told us, hey, don't ask me anything. That's not my job. Go talk to the concierge.
Pretty much.
Is it still running okay for you? The frame rate is bad, but it's like 20-ish, 24-ish.
I can tell what's happening. It's good enough.
Okay. Because it's never going to be good.
No, I think we've established that.
Let's go talk to the concierge.
Hey there, Chef. What's cooking?
Chef? What are you talking about, sir?
Already.
I'm the concierge, David.
Already. Oh, I love this
I just
guy.
heard from our chef that you wish to learn the meaning behind our town's name.
Yes, I've gathered that Lucare is French, but does it have any special meaning?
Why, yes, sir, of course it does. A very clear, logical meaning. All names have meanings. Would you like to know what this one means?
Yes.
Yes, I would.
Jolly good, sir. Then allow me to explain. Lucare means square in French.
Ah. And?
Yeah, come on.
That's it.
That's it?
That's it.
That's it?
Yes, that's it, sir. Do take a gander at
Well,
the
would you
town
look
map
at
in the
that?
lobby if it fancies you. It's beautiful,
I can't.
valuable, and old.
I can't believe it.
I'm sure you'll understand once you see
You can't see it, but I'm like
Now,
smiling
please
ear to
excuse
ear
me,
right
sir.
now.
I can
it.
kind of
If you
hear
ever
it.
need anything,
I love this
please
character
don't
so
hesitate
much.
to ask.
Yeah, look at that.
Zoom in on that
Did you
peach
see that,
fuzz.
Zach? That was clearly David. Not a twin, not a split personality. Just the work of a true professional. It's bizarre, but I can understand it. Remember what they say, the job makes the man.
A consummate professional.
Oh, I love where this is going.
Okay, so I love where this is going, and I also love how simple these, immediately. I literally took one step and it stopped me. This is like Metal Gear all over again. Yeah?
Feel that, Zach? Dozens of paintings no one will ever see. The faint scent of tobacco baked into these walls for over a century. Now that's what I call a hotel. Zach, can you see him? His fashion
God,
sense
that's
is
awesome.
beyond me, but he
I missed
appears
that
to be a
painting the
gentleman.
first time around somehow.
Perhaps we should talk to him.
I want that in my living room.
Oh, how did they get this game to run so badly? Oh, check out that guy.
I love
Nice
his
tie.
paintings so much.
Did you buy it here?
It's been a long time since someone spoke to me.
What?
No one these days ever tries to see me.
You didn't notice that it was moving before?
They can see what's far in the distance, but are blind to what's in front of them.
Somehow I missed this?
No. Maybe they're only pretending not to see. That's what civilized society does to people.
Doubly...
Ever since
This is like
got the hang
really
of
freaking me out, actually.
they zoomed away at
The game is being made as you play it.
Zoomed away from what?
And the fact that the conversation might as well be about this.
Don't
Yeah?
be a fool.
The fact
You
that you
know
missed
the
it,
answer.
don't you feel called out right now?
As for me, just call me Hungan.
Hungan. Alright.
Hunga.
Hungan.
I
Title
love this
given to a
guy.
leader
I
of a
love what's
certain
happening
religion.
here.
Is that what you are?
Now here's the deal.
Oh, look at that.
Oh my god.
This is like a psychotic episode now.
This is...
Comprehend.
Love it.
This right here, this is Twin Peaks.
Mm-hmm.
The Oracle.
Like, less the dude talking in the painting and more
Your
like
religion hat, Zach. Here we
the
go.
bobbing head on the
Fell 10
taxidermied
maidens
head of the
in the
boar.
shrine
Like,
of
that's
hunger.
Twin Peaks right there.
Find the flying serpent in the ambiguous zero.
Ambiguous zero.
Dance with the flying serpent, and you will glimpse the other world.
The flying serpent.
10 maidens and an ambiguous zero. Got it. But what do you mean by other world?
I love that there's other people in the room and he's just
Follow
standing
the
here talking to
oracle.
a fucking painting.
I love that there are other people in the room, but they're not talking to each other. They're sitting across from each other, just staring off into the distance over
Zach,
each
did you
other's
hear all
shoulders.
that? Looks like we've already taken our first step into chaos.
Our first step into
But
chaos.
such is our duty. We need to accept the chaos, let it inside, then carefully dismantle it piece by piece. And after we've put all
love
the pieces
everything about
back
this.
into their rightful places, the
I can't
truth
lie.
will reveal itself.
That's a really good
Let's
line.
capture the truth and present it with a shiny pair of silver bracelets, Zach.
And don't you worry, because it gets better. It gets
Oh, I
better,
bet.
like, within this session. First off, check out this painting, or sorry, this poster. Frankenstein
Frankenstein
became
became Dracula.
I love it.
I love it.
There are some others too. They're not quite as good. I like Night Fog. There's a lot of really cool looking kind of art up in here.
Zach, here's another perfect symbol of the human condition. Hunting trophies. And it's a buffalo hunting trophy. Now that's a surprise. I've seen several trophies made out of human skin, but never a buffalo's.
I'm sorry?
Looking at him brings out this strange
Distracted.
feeling from within me.
I've never seen a buffalo being, like, mounted on anything before, but I have seen plenty of humans.
Yes, the very same feeling I got when watching a certain film from 1984, directed by 2010. The last scene in that film filled me with such a sublime, majestic feeling. It was filled with everything that was missing from the finale of 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Oh my god.
Just talking about it makes me want to watch it again. Let's watch it once we get home. Promise, Zach.
That hack Kubrick. This is what I'm talking about. These two, they're not having a conversation. They're just
You're just coexisting.
This is what marriage looks like. This
It
right
does.
here. Sorry, kids. But the other thing I was gonna say was I love how simple all of our objectives are. It's like, answer the door, and then you click on the door, and it's like, clear, game, start. Something about that is really charming to me.
Zach, this is Lucari. I think I'm finally starting to understand what our concierge was trying to say. You can tell this town was built by a very methodical person. No, wait. Maybe they just didn't care, and that's why it ended up this way. It's just
It's
another
fucking
symbol
square.
of mankind's obsession with molding nature to fit our own rules.
I like that. This was either deliberately crafted or nobody gave, like, anything.
Good job, you unlocked the map.
Good job
Zach,
clicking on that
think
map.
of Hungun's oracle. Despite all the dramatic build-up, it's little more than a childish riddle.
It's time to do some detective work.
Heartwarming, really. Exactly the kind of feeling one gets from the good old-fashioned countryside.
Oracle decryption.
Now let's start by tracking down those 10 maidens. The oracle gave us a place and an act. We need to go to the Shrine of Hunger and fell 10 maidens. Now where in this town can one satiate their hunger? The hotel and where? And the 10 things that need to be knocked down. Simple, right? The answer is bowling. The shape of the bowling pin was based on the feminine form.
Asking you,
the
what
10
do you
maidens
think this
are the
is?
10
and then
pins.
he just straight up just starts telling you.
But Alexis's Diner and Lane. This is it, Zach. There are even pins and a bowling ball on the sign. I bet we'll be able to eat some Cajun cuisine and bowl there. Maybe even both at the same time. Nice job.
Please tell me this game has a bowling minigame.
I believe it does.
Now for the other oracle.
But I will tell you that up until this point, I have been unable to access it. If it does in fact exist, which I think it does.
There's no flying serpent on this map.
No flying serpent.
Could it be a contrail or perhaps a dragon? I'm sure we'll find out later.
Yeah, let's go hunting dragons.
First, let's just figure out where we need to go. Do you know what the ambiguous 0 represents? 0 is usually treated as a base number. But under what conditions would a base number be ambiguous?
I'm gonna let this dialogue play out, I think.
The answer is temperature, Zach. Yes. 0 degrees Fahrenheit is minus 17.7 degrees Celsius, and 0 degrees Celsius is 32 degrees Fahrenheit. You'd be hard-pressed to find a more ambiguous 0 than that. The question is, does our 0 refer to Celsius or Fahrenheit? Let's think for a moment. We're in Louisiana. Which measurement system do we use here in America?
There is so much dialogue for this section that people would normally just... Yeah?
I'm looking forward to this being dated.
Here it is.
The Clarkson Food Delivery Services Cold Storage Warehouse. That's got to be it. Even with this blazing sun in the sky, they can easily keep the temperature below freezing. Be honest now, Zach. You knew the answer from the very start, didn't you?
So, yeah, I mean, like, they feed so much dialogue into this that is so easily missable. You remember the first session when we were going up to the apartment, and there was like 5 minutes of dialogue.
That mysterious character. His oracles may end up determining how much time we spend in this town.
It's crazy how much thought is going into this, even now. Yeah, here we go.
Sorry, boss, but this is a smoke-free hotel.
I'm sorry, who?
If you're dying to smoke, head out the entrance and you'll find a smoking area in the rear parking lot.
David.
Don't tell me. You're the bellboy.
At your service, boss.
Just let it finish.
Are you good friends with the concierge and the chef? Are you good friends with the concierge and the
Why did it
chef?
double up?
But, we work at the same
Oh my god.
No, look! You see that?
We're all
I can't believe it.
I
Nothing
believe
more,
we've struck
nothing
gold here,
less.
Zach. It just screams deep south. We've struck gold.
This is
here,
what
Zach.
I'm talking about.
It just screams deep south. This is all his charm.
This is why I've been playing an hour and a half ahead of time.
If I want to smoke, I
but
should
did
go
you
out the
see
entrance
this?
and around
No.
to the rear parking lot.
Look at that!
So what did it do?
Oh my telekinesis!
Bing, bada boom.
I'll play by your rules.
Oh my god.
Okay.
What is
I'll play by your
happening?
rules.
I feel like there's something in there to do with the fact that, like, there's 2 of him, but also he's doing every job. Like, I think the veil just broke for a second. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, no, this is incredible. We're already in the other world. We didn't even have to do anything. No, it's not a loading screen because I can move around. The screen just went black.
Oh no!
Let me try and interact with some stuff. Pause button? No. Okay, there we go. We're back. I was a little worried there for a second. This is what I'm talking about. Normally, I would want to go in on this game cold, but when I played this game just, you know, in the off time, that cutscene happened, but it sure as hell didn't happen like that. Oh my god. Look.
Yeah, I see it! Oh, I see it!
And not only that, but David is here.
Yeah, no, I see him. Oh,
Hey,
there
David.
he is.
What's up with you and this suspiciously, uniquely designed character that we can't talk to?
Hey, boss. How can I be of service?
Hey, ya boss! And then occasionally, yeah, they'll just dip out and have text straight up. Proud of our hotel.
Fair enough, honestly.
Speaking of which, did you happen to take a peek at the decorations in the bathroom on the first floor? Did them up myself.
I should probably pull the chat up just in case.
I have, yeah, I've got the chat up here. There's nothing at the moment, which, you know, stunned silence is perhaps how I would describe all this. That's also my reaction. Oh, we're frozen in time again. Okay.
Oh no!
Really? Really?
I can't believe they managed to make a game somehow less functional than the first one.
What happened? Wait a second. The camera just jutted. I'm not...
Saw it!
Alright. You know what I think it's time for? I think it's time for you to check out our new BRB while I fix this.
Yeah, bring it on.
We are going to access the Switch's main menu and I guess restart and jam through some of that dialogue. 'Cause that's... I'm really glad you like it. Yeah, no, this is not supposed to happen. This isn't supposed to happen. But also, I'm really happy that it happened now. Ugh, okay. I think that's why it's doing that. I'm gonna have to turn my phone on airplane mode because I think I'm getting push notifications on my email and it's like hogging all of the bandwidth for some reason.
Wow, that's tight, huh?
As you know, I run like 7 or 8 emails at the same time because I'm a man with a lot of irons in the fire.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I've got. Okay, let's see here. Playtime 1:53:01, 2:56, 2:54. Okay. We're gonna try this one.
You could just look at the date and time.
The date and time is one thing, but okay. So, how do I put this? From what I just witnessed, it seems like the way that the game calculates your total play... Okay, yeah, we're back. I'm gonna avoid talking to David and just tell you what I said the last time I spoke to him. He basically said, hey, if you want to smoke, go around the back. We're really proud of our bathroom's high-pressure water in this hotel. And we said, okay, that seems cool. Before, you know, the world started happening. Before David called upon his stand.
Yeah, that's pretty much what happened.
And you'll notice this right here, this type of loading screen is the one that tends to last like several minutes at a time. And that's because this is the one that happens every time it loads the open world. So we'll have a pretty accurate barometer of like, okay, this is the point when we need to fill for time. And this is the point when we're entering a dungeon, right? Because whenever you enter a dungeon, and I use that term properly for now, those ones are like, oh, you know, relatively quick. It's like 1-2 minutes, a little long still, but yeah, take a look at this. And oh, there it is.
Man, I gotta ask, is this game coming to PC?
Right now, I think it will eventually. Deadly Premonition 1 took forever to come to anything, but
it did.
They did specify that it was exclusively a Switch game on launch.
Compared to non-smokers,
leads me to believe
smokers
that
have a 4.7 times greater chance of getting lung disease.
Who the fuck are you?
You know that means it's more likely than getting asbestos poisoning?
The risk of death from lung cancer is actually much lower than what you think it is.
Hey, guess what? As it turns out, things that smokers don't like.
In fact, it's tiny
being told not to
heart
smoke.
disease, strokes, and pneumonia.
Yeah.
We're always surrounded by easy ways to die, you know. Some people even get randomly struck by lightning and die right there on the spot.
Then I reckon you also know that secondhand smokers have 1.3 times greater the risk compared to smokers?
Of course.
So you won't mind paying the damages when I die of lung disease? How about writing that in a contract for me? You got a pen, right?
I'm sorry, who? What? This is a lot.
This is a lot.
You can just move. I love this.
I promise to protect you from all the evil in our world. Well, that's stupid. By the way, what's your name?
FBI Special Agent Francis York Morgan.
Push!
Please, just call me York. That's what everyone calls me.
Is
There it
something
is.
wrong with you?
I love these
Adults
anime
ain't
poses.
supposed to act like that. I only asked for your name so I can write
He
it on
does
the
it
contract.
every time.
You should have been able to figure that out if you're
Every
a real
time.
FBI agent like you said. Come on, sign here. Right here on the paper.
Oh, don't zoom in on that ashtray.
Just as I thought, Zach. This contract paper, it's a Sang Rouge wrapper. Sang Rouge is here, too. This must mean that Sang Rouge is connected to the Lees Clarkson murder case somehow. This
a
is
much
a
higher
sprawling
resolution
case that's
texture
spread
than
across the
almost any other
entire
game.
South. It's within our jurisdiction, Zach. We'll need to steal the right to investigate from the local authorities
right
at
to
once.
investigate.
By the way, miss, what's your name?
Patricia Woods. But I gotta write my name
I
myself.
expected her to just be
or else it
gone.
won't be a real signature.
Like she never existed. Oh! That's D4 as shit.
Tell
That's
me, Patricia,
D4 as shit.
does this town have a sheriff? Or is it under the jurisdiction of the nearest city police?
Oh my god,
Perfect
don't
time.
Look
do
at
that.
No.
Well, go on
do
and
that.
steal it if you want it. I was just thinking about how this is way out of my daddy's league.
Thank you for the information, Patricia. Okay,
Fuck.
Zach, it's time to get to work. How should we seize control from the sheriff this time?
How should we bamboozle the local law enforcement this time? Okay. So, yeah, I do want to say, having been to New Orleans, which this is not, but it is close, this is actually not as out there as it seems. This design here, you see a lot of
Is
this.
that right?
Yeah, absolutely. It is a very kind of artsy, touristy town. This is a bit out there. The fact that it is a sheriff's vehicle is a little weird. But the design itself is pretty standard.
Alright, I'm not gonna say it, but we're both thinking it. Let's see what happens.
You're gonna like this guy a lot, I think.
Oh, it's not who I thought it
Hey
was.
there. So, you're the fella from the FBI I've been
I
hearing
thought
so
it
much
was gonna be
about.
David again.
I'm Melvin. They
That
call
would be
me the sheriff
incredible.
around here.
That would be incredible.
Whoosh.
FBI Special Agent Francis York Morgan? but call me York if you
Looks like
can.
his arm is detached from his body.
That's what everyone calls me.
I think
little
it,
bit.
Huh?
I think it is because you can see his.
Right. Mr. York. How's that sound?
Fine by me.
If you go
I'm
back
sure
in
you
that
figured
footage,
this out.
you can see
our
through
towns are
his.
small.
You can see through his
Yeah.
cuffs on his
Folks
shirt
are already
onto the
busy
ground
spreading
underneath.
gossip about how some FBI
makes me
agents
wonder.
come to town. Now,
You and Devon
I
can
reckon
do
you
that.
came
We
from the
can't do
city.
that.
What was it?
We don't have
DC,
stand powers
LA,
that you
or
know
New
of.
York?
Look at
Anywho,
the AA.
in the city,
Look at the lack of
it's
the AA.
normal not to know who your neighbor is. Fella who moves in next to you could cook up a dozen folks in his backyard, and no one would bat an eye.
Yeah, man,
That's
don't go to the city.
for you.
City's messed up.
Now, I never lived in one myself,
City's fucked
but
up.
I visited them a few times, so I know what it's like. All pigs must die in the city of wolves.
Yes, I love this.
I love
Now,
that her
does
eyes
that
are like
sound
half
badass
closed,
or
like
what?
she's so done with
I
it
bet
already.
I know.
I know, CLG. I'm just trying to make a little small talk, that's all.
What are you
Everybody in
looking
this
at?
game is
Anywho,
goddamn
around these
weirdo.
parts,
They look like
everyone
they're from
knows each other's
completely
name.
different games.
So lots of folks get
Yeah.
lit when they see an étranger like you. And since it's my duty to protect the town, I thought I'd stop by and say hello.
Zach, it looks like this sheriff is quite the happy-go-lucky type. A clear indication of just how peaceful this town is. Melvin, about the Lise Clarkson
I
case.
knew you were here for that case. Can't put one past the FBI.
Oh,
So they even got eyes on the smallest of towns like us.
God. These character
Our
animations
world
are
is filled with
incredible.
Information, and it's all within their grasp.
He's just a huge movie nerd.
FBI, the Federal Bureau of Investigation.
Zoom in.
I love
The
everything
Lise
about
Clarkson
this.
case is connected to a top-secret case.
Francis York
I know.
Morgan being
If you're fixing
so
to take the lead, then go
like
right
accepting and willing
just
to go
a humble
along with all
sheriff
of
of a
this is
tiny little
awesome. He's like
town.
such a good-hearted
My
guy,
jobs are to stop my neighbors from
and
beating
everybody
the piss
around
out of
him is
each
just
other
such a
and
weirdo
listen
that it
to
all
old
works.
folks complain. Honestly, this whole murder case has been weighing
Because
me
it's not
down.
just him, it's
So I'm
everyone.
gonna give you my full cooperation, Mr.
Like,
Special
He's
Agent,
right
sir.
at home here.
Dude, after playing so many games of like Joel
Zach, that
in The
was
Last of Us,
anticlimactic.
or
I didn't
you know
even
that
get to
type
use
of
my secret weapon.
like gruff, angry, sort of anti-hero
Melvin,
character,
there's a cold storage warehouse on the southern end of town, isn't there? I'd like to get
so
permission
refreshing to
enter.
have like a total
Say
dork,
what?
good
You
guy
want to see
as
where
your
the body's being
protagonist.
kept, right?
Oh, I get it now. Lisa's body, yeah. Now, that's what I call a special agent. You already figured that much out.
He's like the friendliest guy in the world.
But, I'm not too sure that,
Oh,
going
what?
down there at this point is really gonna help much. You know?
Explain it yourself, Daddy.
That's incredible. I don't believe this. Amazing. Did you hear that, Zach? They put the body in a cold storage warehouse. This is fantastic.
Incredible.
Insanely fantastic.
Wonderful, one might say.
Really? Well, how about that? Well, all right then. I'll head on down to the
The
warehouse ahead
screen
of you
cap of
and make sure
awkward
we get
laugh
permission to
might as
search.
well just be the thumbnail
Sounds
for all
good.
of the videos.
The management company only keeps the
Absolutely.
warehouse open during certain hours, so you'll have to come during those hours. I ain't looking to create any further disturbances, so be on time. Got it? Come on, let's roll, CLG.
I'm gonna walk home, Daddy. I still got another stop to make.
Oh, if you say so, sweetie. She's a real sharp one, as you can see, so I try to
You
stay
see
out of
that?
her
You
way.
see the switch trying to turn itself off?
Well, all right then,
I
York.
did see that.
I'll see
The
you
switch
at the
is like,
warehouse.
please, let me go.
Let me die.
I'll get right out ahead of this and say, no. It's not as... Her calling him daddy is not as creepy as it is. That's a term that nobody would use these days, for obvious reasons. Oh, it doesn't like the skateboard. But she means it literally in this case. Oh, you can't skateboard for too much though.
Hey, you.
Yes.
You ain't secretly cutting kids up and sticking them into jars while you work as an FBI agent on the surface, are you? Or
maybe
using your FBI connections to sell kids to child trafficking organizations?
No.
I've arrested people who've done both, but I've never engaged in either of those activities myself. Of course, I have imagined doing such things in order to learn more about the psychology of the criminals I deal with.
Fair, but don't say that.
It was just a joke. Why are you getting all serious? And don't tell me what you imagine.
I got it. Okay, so I want to point out, look at the texture on the sky there. It kind of looks like the whole world is a blanket, which is really cool. Like the sky alone looks like Yoshi's Woolly World.
Or else I'll get scared of you for real. Hey, can I come with you? You signed a contract with me, remember? And besides, I'm kind of worried about my daddy.
Do whatever you like. This is America, land of the free.
I can't stop
But
you.
I have one condition.
What condition?
Don't ask me about Zach. It's a private matter. Zach, it feels like she's carrying something with her.
get out of frame. Get out of frame.
Kind of reminds me of you back when we first met. I can't leave her alone like this.
A whole other game and we're still doing
You feel
this.
the same way, don't you?
I really like the insistent terminology of like, don't ask me about Zach. It is a private matter, quote unquote. And just call me York because everyone does, or like some variation of that. It's always the same terminology, and I really like that a lot.
Melvin called you a strange name. CLG, I think. What exactly does that mean?
Clever.
So
little
where is
baby.
she right now?
That's what it stands for.
Now she is our
Nice that he made up his
stand.
own nickname for me and all.
Okay.
It sounds
She
kinda
is,
sweet. I wish you'd call me something normal.
she's like Pox.
just Patricia,
She's like,
Patty,
yeah,
you know?
Pox in,
Now that name's got a ring to it.
Ooh,
I
yeah.
like it.
Slow
How
it
about
down,
Zach
slow it
and I
down.
call you Patty from...
just cut that off. Yeah, so beware of that. Anytime you just get on and off your skateboard, it will totally cut off the dialogue. So, also, despite the fact that it
Patty,
lets us go to
is
both of
something
these
wrong?
locations, we can't actually
got
do
something to
anything
say.
here right now.
When I first met you in the hotel parking lot, you mentioned Saint Rouge, right? If you want to find it, maybe you should track down Professor R.
Professor R.
Yeah, Professor R owns the jazz bar on the other side of the bayou.
How do you know that?
Because
Oh,
Because, huh?
oh no.
Oh no.
I really hope...
It's the deep south. Anything goes.
Please, Alexis, don't be Laura Palmer. Please don't be Laura Palmer. So yeah, despite the fact that it says that we can go in there, it's actually pointless to go in there right now. I know this because I tried. You kind of have to do this part in a certain order.
Hey, Zach, it looks like we were right on the money. Tracing the Saint Rouge distribution route led us right to Louisiana. You know what that means. We've got a hot hand. And Lady Luck's given us far more favor than she ever has before. We just happened to hear news about Lisa's murder while sitting in a bar during our vacation in New Orleans. That certainly wouldn't have happened if we had stayed in D.C. They would have given the case to another special agent, or maybe even to the state, and then we never would have found it. In the end, we would have been shut up in that vast, desolate evidence vault along with all the other cases, marked by nothing but a first-degree murder tag, buried in a soggy grave at the bottom of a sea of data. That would have been its fate. Instead, it traveled from person to person until it finally fell right into our lap. Things always work out that way for us. We've traveled all over the United States trying to track down Saint Rouge. Can't let this chance pass us by. Can it, Zach? We need to find some sort of clue before this southern sun melts it all away.
The overworld is relatively large, actually. It's not like super huge, but it is definitely big enough
So,
to be
you think of
another
yes,
place to just
talking
kind
about
of
him.
roll around and have
Is
fun.
the skeletal
like the first
gentleman
game.
friend or foe?
We're
does he merely exist outside the realms of...
Big enough to get past its own draw distance. How about that?
To uncovering this case's mysteries. That's what my soul tells me.
And here we are. And we're gonna get right back on the skateboard. Sorry, what?
I often think about the idea of like a remaster of these games or like a remake, but I feel like the brokenness is a large part of the charm.
While we're talking about the brokenness, go ahead. Go for it.
I feel like anybody will tell you that.
Yeah, I think anybody who complains about the fact that these games are hilariously broken is maybe missing the hilariously part of it. Because it is, up to a certain point, you can tell that it is intentional. Some of it is maybe not, but some of it sure is. Like, okay, this walk cycle, or this run cycle rather, is a really good example. I don't know if you can tell, but he is running at such a rate that he is actually kind of moonwalking, because he is going... he is going way slower than his actual stride would make him go.
You can see his feet slipping if you look closely enough.
Exactly. Also, I don't know if this is intentional. I don't think it is. But this is totally Homer Simpson's family sedan. I just want to point that out because it's... I like this car.
I mean, kinda. I can see the resemblance.
Alright. What's up? What's up, Melvin?
Mr. York, that was mighty quick. The special agent does it again. You sure don't waste any time. I bet my CLG's got a lot to learn from you.
Got nothing to say about that. Okay.
I was on vacation in New Orleans before I happened to stop by here.
Well, shoot, that won't do. Here, I got something I think you'll like.
Okay.
Yeah, gun.
I call him
Mr. Alligator.
Badass, ain't he?
So now you know.
It's a tranquilizer gun for the gators.
Ah, yes.
Oh.
For the gators.
It can only fire rubber bullets.
That's right. And a walkie-talkie.
And here's a radio. With this, you don't have to worry about any expensive roaming fees.
Just have to worry about Otis constantly calling you and ruining your timing.
Might take you a while to get used to him, but you'll get it.
Otis makes going back to Dead Rising 1 harder than it should be.
Ain't no need to hold back out here.
Okay. Use Mr. Alligator, the self-defense gun. Yeah.
And look, there's an alligator-shaped coffee stain. You see that?
I do. So, yeah, this.
Oh, that's a pose and a half.
Look at this crab walk.
I see it.
Okay, so this works pretty much exactly as you would think it would. And if you want to know, yes, you can absolutely shoot pretty much everybody in the game.
Weapon. For a tranquilizer gun, it really packs a punch.
A lot of money to do it.
But I'm afraid I'll decline. After all, this town is peaceful, isn't it?
You get penalized every time you shoot a friendly NPC.
Well, sure it's peaceful. At least the humans are. But the animals, are a different story. Remember what I named it?
I'm sorry?
There's some real mean-ass gators out there in the swamps. And every now and then, they wander into town. One of them even went and ate a kid once. It happened a long time ago, but still, one chomp's all it takes. They swallow down every last bit of you.
Living in Florida, I can actually guarantee you, yes, gators are nothing to fuck with. And they just show up. There are gators at Disney World. Don't go swimming. People died.
Poor kid's parents didn't even know what to put in his coffin. The worst part is, that taught the gators just how tasty we humans are. So now,
they gained a taste for human blood.
Just attack on sight. Man-eating crocodiles will feast tonight in Blood Swamp.
Yeah, Blood Swamp.
You know he's fibbing, right? Gators don't attack folks. I never heard about no kid getting swallowed by a gator.
Sorry, kid, I don't believe you.
Dude,
actually,
gators
Patricia,
are
you're wrong.
like
I'm what?
Yeah, they will straight up attack people.
Alligators do attack people, and it could happen in any town.
Huh?
I'm glad York said it.
Alligator, 1980. Directed by Louis
Yeah!
Teague.
More
Fuck.
movies as you
It takes place in the Midwest, I
back
believe.
up your argument
A
with the
teenage
fucking
girl's pet
movie.
alligator gets flushed down the toilet. Then, in the
Yeah!
sewer, it feeds on the corpses of dogs that were used as test subjects for an experimental growth formula.
Literally Killer Croc.
After growing over 30 feet, it finally starts to go after humans. It's an extremely edifying movie. Back when I first saw it, I had a pet hamster.
Hey, Agent York.
Yo, York, shut up.
What's your first order of business?
We got a job to do.
You're in charge now, remember?
Well said, Patricia. I nearly lost sight of my true goal. Melvin, I couldn't help but notice the name on the side of that truck. This facility is connected to the victim, isn't it?
What is this? What is this?
Oh, right. Yeah. I reckon I better start from there. I'm gonna tell it to you straight right from the beginning, Mr. York. As you guessed, this warehouse is run by the Clarksons. The victim's father, Danny Clarkson, is the one who manages the whole place. Okay, but why did he choose to store her body in his own warehouse, right? Well, that's because there ain't no other place to store it. Our town has a clinic inside a church, but no more.
Why is that italicized?
Whenever someone kicks the bucket, we just bury him in the graveyard right outside of town. But not this time. We got a murder on our hands this time. We need to give Lisa's body an autopsy and keep it stored, right? So we had no choice but to rent out a corner of this warehouse.
I see. So that's what led to the ingenious choice to store the victim's body in a facility that her family owns.
Yeah,
Anywho.
that's kind of... I feel for that. That's pretty fucked up to have to do that.
This is where the real story begins.
Yeah, forget all that. None of that matters.
Truth is, a few days
Don't
before you
matter.
got here,
None of this
Lisa's
matters.
body went missing.
Missing.
Yeah. All of a sudden, poof.
Yeah!
Did you leave the warehouse unlocked?
I most certainly did not. I locked the whole place up and made sure no one could get inside. No one stole the original key, and I couldn't find any fingerprints at the scene.
This character
So, in
screams
other
to me
words,
that
this
Swery
is a
really
locked
liked
room mystery.
like Rush Hour and wanted that character and just said, what if I made my own? But he's also like really into movies.
The body of a beautiful young
Okay,
girl
locked room mysteries.
who walks that
Extremely Japanese thing to be like obsessed about.
Hey! all right, CLG.
He's good though. I really like his voice
Reckon I
actor.
should have told you about this earlier when you first said you wanted to come here. It just didn't seem like the time or place as I remember. Anywho, how about
He's
we
playing
call
it
it a
up,
day and head
but you
back
can
to
tell
my
that
office.
he's having fun.
You can go through all the files there.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
That's the thing. You can tell that
This
people
is what I
in
came
this
to
game
investigate.
in general are having a lot of
But
fun.
Lisa's body isn't here anymore.
There's an
Are you
awareness to it.
That doesn't bother
And
me
they're
one bit,
leaning
Melvin.
into the schlock in a way that makes it a lot of
You
fun.
see, I met a
And
skeletal
like
gentleman on my
every
way
single
here,
character is.
and he was kind enough to give me an oracle.
An oracle, you say.
What?
Okay, so I started getting these types of bits of dialogue about like, I met a skeletal gentleman. How do you feel about Hungan? And I was like, who the fuck is Hungan? I don't know what that means. And then when we
I love that
started
it's
this,
just straight up missable.
like, I don't understand what happened because this time it wasn't. It was just a cutscene that you like had to watch. But I sure as hell didn't see it.
What if the whole game was missable? What if
You
that?
holding up okay, CLG?
What if you just started up
Sure you don't
and
wanna
like
wait
take
outside?
a wrong step to the
I'll be
left
fine, Daddy.
and you just
Just
like
make sure you
frame
don't
skip
take your eyes off
to
of
the
it.
end of the game. It's like a speed run.
He's so selfish and
What
inconsiderate.
if?
I'm still not convinced he's actually a real FBI agent.
Yeah, he seems like an ass.
Look.
Why
he's
did she
talking
go to the
himself
trouble
again.
of like putting on the down jacket and everything, but then just like didn't put any pants on.
Again,
let's hurry up.
That I agree with that, but this is something I have seen in life many a time. It's like a fashionable thing for people to wear like hoodies and like cut off shorts, and that's one thing, but also there's a...
This isn't about fashion.
It's always about fashion.
This is about it's fucking cold in here.
So there is here in Florida at the Gaylord Palms Resort, and you might be wondering why I'm talking about this now. The reason I'm talking about this now is because there's a lot of dead air in this spot.
Yes,
so
it's quite
hold
the
that
fun
thought.
house. Truly a dazzling place. Meet entertainment. That's the only way to describe it.
Yeah.
Woven together by life, frozen in time, a visceral, musical...
Symphony.
Symphony of destruction.
We eat all this in order to survive.
Yes, truly a symphony. Life and death, resonating together.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Ice cold, in fact.
Cool. Whoa now, CLG. Since when were you interested in this kind of stuff?
Yo, Patricia, what's cooler than cool?
What are you so surprised for, Daddy?
Ice cold.
I'm more mature than you are. I've seen way more realistic corpses on CSI, you know.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
At
I'm right
first
there with you.
I was
He's
shocked by the notion of storing a victim's body alongside food. But as I gaze upon this hanging garden, I realize it's just another scene of violent, depraved murder. Yes. All we need to do is change our point of view, and things will expose themselves in utterly new ways.
Indeedly do.
Indeedly do.
So, as I was saying before, there's an event around Christmas time at the Gaylord Palms Resort, and what it basically is a giant, like, ice sculpture extravaganza, right? First of all, I'm gonna do a manual save over our manual save just in case.
Not a
what?
bad idea.
What just? I don't like that.
What just happened?
I have no idea. Okay, so, yeah, so like an
Melvin,
extravaganza
I'd like to take this
type
opportunity
thing.
to ask you a personal question. In the hotel parking lot, when I first met you, the picture you had on your dashboard happened to catch my eye.
Can I direct your attention to this
Is that your
soundtrack
wife?
for a second?
It's pretty fucking good.
And it's out there for what's happening right now and for what kind of game this is.
It's very like. It's very like. I don't. It's actiony. It's like stealth action. This would be in a Yakuza game.
Oh, totally.
This would be in like a tailing mission in Judge Eyes.
Oh, her? Yeah, that's my lady, all right.
Your wife, huh?
Candy. Her name's Candy. The prettiest girl in town.
Oh, no.
Which makes me the happiest boy. A shooting star landed in a rural town, right on top of a man who now has a meteor struck hard.
Yeah.
You always keep her photo with you?
You bet I do. The truth is, Candy's a little sick right now.
Oh no.
She can't even leave the house no more.
Oh no.
So I always keep her photograph with me. Kinda feels like we're always together, you know?
Yeah, I get that. Every time it makes you laugh.
I see. You care for your wife a great deal. But this means that...
Yeah, that's right. My mama had me before she married Daddy. But it don't matter. He's still my real daddy to me.
Oh.
Oh, thank you, CLG. And you're my pride and joy.
Well,
Oh.
Zach, isn't this a heartwarming scene?
Yeah.
But there's one thing I just can't get out of my mind.
is.
Don't you think that photograph
Oh, no.
looked a bit too old?
Oh no.
Perhaps Candy is already... No, let's not think about that.
Oh no.
It might be a private matter just like you, Zach.
Yeah, we're a private matter.
Mystery.
I've always wanted to be one of those.
Turn me around. It turned me around. Okay. Hey.
You turned you around. I saw that.
We're almost to the
I
moat.
did?
The temporary one, at least.
You don't need to keep
Oh,
correcting
well,
yourself.
there you go.
Melvin.
Point 1 for Deadly Premonition. I apologize, DP.
I know, but, you know, from an ethical perspective, it just ain't right to store a teenage girl's body in a place like this.
Still, rephrasing your sentences won't fix anything at this point.
Yeah, if she was 40 years old, this would be a different story, but...
It's a shallow concern.
40-year-old dude, nobody would care.
Yeah.
It's a shallow
I
concern.
know.
Honestly,
But
yes.
shoot, I just felt like the least I could do was try to phrase it better.
Don't bother
It
trying
don't
to
matter.
convince him, Daddy.
None of this matters.
I relate, though, to him in this scene very much.
I've only been working
Like,
with him
constantly
for a
trying
little
to
while.
rephrase what
I
you
already
say
figured out what
to
his deal is.
be less bad, I guess. Like, with that. That's a horrible way to say that sentence, but I said it because it was fun to say it that way.
He ain't right in the head.
And he's not right in the head.
Oh
The
no.
FBI should add a new requirement to their hiring process.
Don't hire York.
Must possess humanity.
Must possess humanity.
Unpossessed humanity.
Seek,
What
souls
the fuck
lest.
does that mean? Bearer seek lest.
You can't be a weird robot man.
Can't be a hollow.
You have to have humanity. So yeah, the ice sculpture thing. It's basically a big playground of ice sculptures and ice art, and they usually have like big slides that you can roll down, and they do themed years and stuff, right? So the last year, let's get one of these. Yeah, thank you for that. The last year that I went, the theme was like DreamWorks, and they had a bunch of Shrek and Puss in Boots and stuff like that, and like big professionally made ice sculptures that are life-size, or in a lot of cases larger than life-size, mixed with like publicly available big ice slides that you go down, and lots of picture opportunities. It's very, very pretty, a very cool thing to do. It's also extremely expensive. They have, among other things, they give you a free ticket for like their in-house made hot chocolate, which is really good. I'm sorry, the reason that I bring up the ice experience is what it's called, is ice, is they give you these types of jackets because everything in there is, you know, below freezing like it would be. And regularly you will totally see teenage girls like dressed pretty much like Patty is, where you have the big coat that they make you put on and like a mini skirt
And
or
then
shorts. Yeah.
Like,
that's-
why?
Because they want to be fashionable. They want to show off their legs. And it's like,
Why would you go there looking like that? Why would you go there with that little insulation?
Don't-
Even if you know you're getting a jacket, like, you're gonna get fucking freezer burn on your legs. What are you doing?
especially if you try to go down the slides, it's gonna hurt.
Especially if you try to go down the slides.
And why would you not try to go down the slides? It's super fun. So this is what I meant. This section, big empty warehouse with totally stuff to find, but also just like, this is your maximum walking speed as of now. This is it. Your Michael Jackson.
I'm sorry, I'm
walk.
just kind of... I'm fixated on the slide now.
The slide
Like,
is
it
really
would be
cool.
like, it would be like sticking your tongue on a frozen, like, street light, but it would be your whole body.
Okay,
From the waist
Here we are,
down.
Zach.
I want
the
you to hold
morgue.
that thought. Because this part matters.
They stored the victim's body in a cold storage warehouse operated by her family. I'd love to shake the hand
Now
of
that's
whoever
morbid.
came up with that one.
It's messed up.
Hey, Agent York.
I thought she was gonna be like, "Hey, Agent Crazy."
Doing the best they
Hey,
can?
Agent York, that was my idea.
We don't have any special facilities like you people. What else did you expect us to do, huh? Don't compare us with city folk. This is Lucare.
Man, she is like really antagonistic up until this point.
Or maybe you're just disappointed that you didn't
She's
get
got
to see
spirit, I like it.
the bloated, decomposing corpse of a young girl.
Sorry, you're right. I went a bit too far just now.
You're right, I am disappointed.
But don't misunderstand. I honestly think it's a fantastic idea. I'd never try.
Yeah,
to
no,
believe
forget
that.
everything I just said.
It's a really
You weren't
good
so
idea.
Better not.
I'd love to shake the hand of whoever came up with that.
Thank you for understanding.
So messed up. All
There's
of the
a lot.
music. Yeah. But now we have to investigate the scene of the crime.
You gotta investigate the morgue.
Oh wait, I didn't do this before. Look at this. Look at this. See that?
Yeah, it's very important.
All right, let's inspect this. What's up? Inspection
I see.
start.
I see big footprints. Big barefoot footprints.
So let's
It was
inspect
big.
this.
It had to be
Zach, these are
Bigfoot.
human footprints.
Bigfoot's in
and they're
New
extremely
Orleans.
large.
Oh yeah.
Yes, Zach, I
Okay,
agree.
okay,
These footprints must belong to someone who's used to walking around in cold temperatures.
Go ahead.
I'm glad that that's established. I'm glad that that's not like just a bad texture. I'm glad that that's in universe.
Yep. No, you're gonna really like where this goes.
Oh yeah?
Uh-huh.
Let's see where it goes.
Cardboard, huh?
Boxes that got left behind. I can't tell what's inside. What do you think, Zach? I'm gonna go with okra. Yeah, okra.
Okra.
I'm sure
That's weirdly
it must be
specific,
okra.
ain't it?
That's a staple of the South.
Okra's weird to me because I have memories of reading about okra in like books that I read as a kid.
An
And
icicle.
almost nowhere else except for here and like occasionally a cookbook.
Never thought I'd see one of these down in the South.
Look at that icicle.
This frost is shaped like something we're very used to seeing. That's right, a body bag.
Mm-hmm.
Lisa's body must have been
That's
left
right,
here.
a dead teenage girl.
The decomposed body of a teenage girl.
But there are no signs that the bag was dragged away.
Which means...
So our criminal must possess monstrous strength.
Yeah, if he just lifted it off the table.
And this hanging light, we'll get to that. What's up with these pallets?
Pallets are a mess. Looks like this area isn't used often. Still, the idea to store a body here. It's a novel, sophisticated idea, unlike anything I'd ever come up with.
And I've tried.
You know what? You know what? If it was anyone else, I'd think that they were taking the piss. But since it's York, I totally believe him. 100%.
I'm glad you believe him because I don't. I'm like, are you... This totally would have been something that you thought about. You just haven't thought about it.
Look at the thermometer.
But,
Zach.
like, anybody else would be saying this just to be a dick. But he's...
What a
He's
monstrous
being
thing to
honest
do.
about how he feels.
Yeah, he's like, this is a really interesting idea. I wish I thought of this. Yeah, that's the distinction. It's not, oh, what a crazy thing. It's, I wish I would have thought of that first.
It's at 10 degrees Fahrenheit, or minus 12.2 degrees Celsius. This must not be the ambiguous zero.
Oh, good to know.
Zach, can you see that? Look closely. That's right. There are 4 imprints in the frost on the top of this.
There are 4 lights.
It's hard to believe, but I think these are fingerprints. Yes, Zach, that would lead
That was
one
my
to
first
believe
thought,
that the
too.
body napper is a giant who's over 10 feet tall.
Or they
Yeah.
can just jump really high.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, yes, yes.
Impressive vertical leap.
But guess what? Investigation complete. 'Cause, nope, that was the answer. If you
We
thought...
both said investigation.
Seems like our
I'm
flying
pretty sure it said
serpent isn't
inspection.
here.
It did say inspection.
Is this everything, Melvin?
I think they chose the wrong word.
There aren't any other rooms in this warehouse?
I'm always right.
No special rooms.
Well, there is
No,
a
we were
luxury
right.
foods warehouse.
Fucking Swery was wrong.
Luxury foods.
It
Why
shows
didn't
the
you
wrong
say so
word.
earlier?
Just thought you wanted to see where the body... I just thought you were only interested in warehouse number 2. Besides, it's underground, so it's even colder than this. You sure you really want to go down there? You could darn well freeze to death.
All life will come to an end in the icebound zone.
Yes!
I like
You feel me?
I like how he's putting on like an I'm cold thing, but he's still doing it.
Yes.
Let's head there at once. I'm sure that must be where we're meant to go.
He's not cold enough to not indulge in his passions.
But what about searching for Lisa's body?
All we need to do is find a 10-foot tall man with monstrous strength.
I can't believe that this is what we're actually going with.
That giant knows where she
Also,
is.
how do we know it's a man, huh?
Exactly, York.
You don't know.
10 foot tall?
But finding the flying
What if it's a
serpent is
tripod?
more important right now.
What if he used
What if
a
it's a tripod with human feet?
So there are a couple
Now,
of things
please,
that could have
guide
happened
me
there,
to
right?
the luxury foods warehouse at once.
Could have been like,
Yeah.
he could have jumped up.
These luxury foods
Could he
are
use,
most
like, a
likely
ladder?
being used in local Cajun cuisine. I'm so excited to see what we'll find. Aren't you,
Could have
Zach?
done like a cool mirror's edge off of the side of the scaffolding.
Yeah.
But no. No, none of those are likely. The likely situation is that we're looking for a monstrously strong 10-foot tall giant.
We're looking for Bigfoot.
A 10 foot tall giant?
A 10-foot tall giant.
As opposed to, you know,
Now
one
that
of those
was
4 foot
gotta
tall
be a
giants.
joke. Right, Mr. York?
Now, I do want to say, there is a 10-foot tall giant in Twin Peaks. I'm just going to leave that on the table, because he's a good guy. He's a good person. No, we already looked behind here. There's a certain part of this that, yeah, after this, it starts letting you do stuff.
That elevator needs a key, Mr. York.
Do you have one?
Just the music starts getting intense for no reason.
Actually, no. I didn't think you'd ever want to go down there. So I didn't bother to go and get
So
one.
I ate the key.
Well, then would you go and get one now?
No!
Delicious.
Just punch him right in the ass.
COG, I know.
Yeah,
Tell it to
yeah.
him straight. Thing is, Mr.
That's how I
York,
feel straight. I
you
ate
know
the
the
key.
Clarksons,
I'm gonna tell you,
folks who own this place.
there was a key, but it's gone now.
Well, they don't
It's
too much like the
delicious.
police. They sure as hell don't like them when they're my color.
Oh.
Wow,
was,
it's getting right
It
into
was
it,
hard
huh?
for me to get permission. to
Somehow
open
I
up this
think I
place for
missed
you to
that
search
line.
through. So they ain't gonna be too happy if I go back to them.
Yeah, I feel like if you had seen that, it would have come up earlier.
What should we do then?
Let's just find a worker here who can lower the elevator for us instead. All they need to do is take a break from their work for a couple minutes.
And what am
Honestly,
I supposed to do? Just stand here and pretend like nothing's happening?
Yeah, you FBI folks
Yes.
are good at that, right? That's always what I see you doing on TV.
just act inconspicuous, York. Act natural.
Actually, don't do that. You specifically, you do not do that.
Wow, Zach, this cold is fascinating. It's almost as if my blood is freezing within my veins as we speak. Truly incredible.
It's almost as if we're in some kind of cold storage unit.
Like a level in a video game. But such things are
Wouldn't you say
impossible.
so?
Alright,
Zach, better check back here as well, just to...
it's time for padding.
Oh yeah?
Yep. Time to crate.
Time to crate.
Alright. And
It's
this
time for gameplay.
Yeah, this is the mandate where somebody said, like, this is playing a little bit too much like a visual novel. We need to start having buttons for people to press. And then this is what they had.
You're burning through the voice budget too fast. We need something else.
We need them to slow down. Have them talk less. You know what doesn't need to talk? Carts.
It's true, they just kind of make the one sound.
I mean, hey, if it's good... Oh, God, I forgot about that. If it's good enough for... if it's good enough for Ocarina of Time, it's good enough for Deadly Premonition 2.
True that.
And they just put this second one... Like, where else... This is not gonna go anywhere else. It's just so video gamey. It's such a video game thing.
I like that the whole reason you're doing this dumb puzzle is because they're racist.
Yep. Okay, and now...
Racism
Racism is the reason for all of this. Just push
The human ability to adapt is a frightening thing. Some humans have the power to sleep anywhere as long as they set their minds to it.
I wish I could do that.
Hey, that's kind of where I'm at right now.
I can't fall asleep anywhere that I choose to. Elevator key?
Now we should be able to operate the elevator.
Just be careful we don't wake this sleeping man, Zach.
No need to worry. This facility no longer has a body to steal. What else do they have to lose? A few cans of crawfish? I feel bad for him, but it's for the sake of the investigation. I'll write him a letter of apology later.
I do love that, though.
Yeah.
Because I often think about...
I've been known to fall asleep standing up.
Well, okay, so the whole idea of, like, writing him a letter of apology is cool to me, because A, that's ridiculous. Clear! But B, it's one of those situations where in these games,
did you find a key?
Every time I screw over, like, a security guard or something, I'm like, oh, man, that dude was just doing his job.
You bet. Let's sally forth, Melvin.
Sally forth into the world, righting all wrongs. Don Quixote de la Mancha! Come, enter into my mind, and see him.
Zach, look at that thermometer.
Hollow-faced, with eyes of inner vision.
0 degrees Fahrenheit, or minus 17.7 degrees Celsius. This is the ambiguous zero.
Ambiguous zero.
Well done.
Hey, Avery! Open the damn door, Avery!
Oh, they didn't voice half that line. Spin on your axis.
It ain't no use, Mr. York. Once Avery starts working on something, that's all he sees.
That I relate to.
He just tunes out everything else. We'll have to wait until he
Everybody here is so bad at, like, not their jobs.
Or we could come back tomorrow.
They're so stupidly competent at their jobs.
I disagree, Melvin.
And bad at, like, everything else.
Time may be on our side, but that doesn't mean we should waste it.
There is not a character in this room.
You gave me Mr. Alligator precisely for moments like these, didn't you?
Like, every single... Mr. Alligator. Like,
what?
Wait, Mr. York!
Those
tranquilizers may be non-lethal, but it's still dangerous to use them on humans.
No, I don't
care. Of course,
care.
Melvin. I never said I was going to shoot him.
I'm just gonna scare him. I'm just gonna scare him with this gun.
You're gonna shoot some meat to get his attention. I'm right, ain't I?
Now hold on.
Uh-huh.
There's a little bit of ambiguity here.
Okay.
Does the gun fire tranquilizers, or does it fire rubber bullets? Because I've heard both. Which is it?
It fires projectiles. It fires normal shells. See that? Normal shells.
Normal shots 1.
Now I know it looks like the game just froze when I shot it. And that's because it did. Hey, what's up? I really like that. I like that from like his perspective. Of just turning around and having that happen.
This is Mr. York, an agent from the FBI.
What's up, Lurch?
Hi, Avery. I'm Special Agent Francis York Morgan. Please, call me York.
Don't I?
York, you a smarty pants,
York. Yarp.
He's shyer than he looks.
Avery's a cool guy,
Come on,
too.
just settle down, Avery. Tell him what this here place is for.
Yes, yeah, that does that every time. Every time.
Yarp.
Mighty precious
Yarp.
to the Clarksons, so I gotta guard it.
I see. So you're this area's keeper.
Oh,
Yarp.
I help with the research, too. I do like research.
Research? What are you talking
still
about,
moving.
Avery? This doesn't look like a lab to me.
Oh, ain't
I think
no
it stopped.
lab. It's a warehouse. Ain't no lab.
No lab.
Smarty pants scientist does the research. I ain't no smarty pants, no.
He's a bit slow in the mind, but he ain't a bad guy. Oh. Your story about the giant who carried Lisa. Don't tell me you think it's him. I mean, it's true that he's free to come and go as he pleases in this warehouse, but...
No, as far as I can tell, he's just a bit over 6'5". The one who moved Lisa's body must be at least 10 feet tall. He's clearly too short.
Exactly.
Too short, huh? Well, if you ever happen to find a man who makes him look small, I'd sure like to meet him.
So I can't tell if it's just me or if it's the lighting. I'm not sure whether or not they did.
Lise.
Hey, cut it
Kinda
out!
seems like they gave York like a different
Lise.
face texture for cold.
Why?
Avery, that's not Lise.
Not Lise?
I think it's...
This is Melvin's
I'm not
daughter,
sure.
and
Right?
my
Like I
precious
kinda
assistant.
can't tell.
Unfortunately, Elise is no longer with us.
Lise. Lise.
Oh no, don't do that.
My
Don't do
fault.
that.
My fault.
I guess he's sort of like Lise, you know? See, the poor fella's got himself a childlike mind. You know how normal kids tease other kids in order to get attention? Well, with this big lug,
Oh.
sometimes folks who don't know him too well see something and end up calling the police. But I know that deep down, he's got a good heart. Hey, Mr. York, I'll keep him busy, but I'd appreciate it if you'd hurry this particular inspection along. Just holler at me if you find anything. I reckon that'll make it easier for you to go do your thing, yeah?
Yeah.
Melvin, I think you're finally starting to catch on.
I feel bad for Avery.
Yeah. Hey, do you want to do me a favor?
What's up?
Go ahead and restart the Discord stream really quick. The audio's pretty badly out of sync.
Will do. Be right back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to try and drop the... What do you think if I drop the quality down to 480? Do you think you could deal with that and see if it works? See if it maybe
Sure, I
performs
mean,
better?
shit. Yeah, I'd be willing to give it a try.
Yeah,
If there's something... I've got the stream open here in my browser, so if there's something that I need to see the quality in, I can just look over and it's on a 5-second delay.
okay.
It's not a big deal.
Yeah, I just want it to be... I just want it to be workable for you. Discord majorly dropping the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Discord majorly and consistently dropping the ball. So there's a couple of things that we could look at in here, but this is the only
Avery,
one that matters.
this box looks special.
Clarkson food.
Just skipping right to it, huh? Oh, we got no
Order
audio.
home.
Oh no. How about now?
There we go.
Okay, cool. Literally. Haha.
True.
Oh, I'm sorry. I can't believe we went this far without me saying that.
Melvin, is this the Clarkson's family crest?
Oh, the dragonfly? Yeah, that's the Clarkson's mark, all right. Ain't no big deal, though. You can find those all over town.
Is that so?
Well, yeah. They pretty much run all of this town's major industries. Yeah. I do believe they own just about everything there is to own. So their word is law. They got
Oh
the
man,
whole
I'm
darn
liking
town
these
tattooed
people
with their
less and less.
dragonflies.
Right?
Can't even walk a few steps without seeing one.
Like, we're already... This is Life is Strange territory
Zach,
of the Prescott
Yeah, a little bit.
family.
this dragonfly is our flying serpent.
The Flying
The
Serpent.
flying serpent owns this town.
The Flying Serpent.
They're related to Lise Clarkson, our victim. And Hungan's oracle pointed us toward their family crest. The Clarksons must
The
be
use of the
deeply
term
intertwined
oracle
with this
is so
case.
strange in this context.
Really is.
Melvin, Patricia, I think I've had enough of this frozen world.
I think I've had enough of this frozen world.
Let's head back out.
I
to
want that on my
merciless sun.
grave.
Yeah.
I want that on my wedding invitations.
Well,
And then
What are you waiting
also
for?
on my grave. Which I imagine will be written at about the same time, probably.
At about the same time.
Dear
Dear live
lover,
Squidward's hope and dreams.
roses are red, violets are blue. I've had enough of this frozen world. Please RSVP. Yeah, no, we're there is a similar situation in Twin Peaks, as you might imagine, of like, this is the family that
Wild.
kind of owns, like, maybe not necessarily family. This is sort of bridging the gap between like the family that's deeply involved with the mystery and the like the people who own the sawmill and more or less own the rest of the town. They're kind of putting them into one composite entity, which is interesting.
Whew.
Can we go back to full
So,
screen, please?
What do we do
Game
now,
capture?
Mr. York?
Zach and I will take things from here.
Then what should I do?
Tend to your sick wife? I don't know.
God,
You're free to do as you please.
It's a fucked up thing to say, York.
I'll stop by the sheriff's office when I need
Little
your help
bit.
again.
That's such a weird way to put
I
that.
suppose that's what I'll do then. It'll sure make Candy happy. But I am the sheriff of this town.
I feel like that might
do
be...
intend to get some work done. I know. How about I search for Lisa's body while you're busy?
Yeah, why don't you do that, man?
Not a bad idea.
Why don't you do
Just be
that?
careful
Kinda
that
your
you
job.
don't get attacked by a barefooted giant.
Hey, don't
Watch
scare
out
me
for
like
Bigfoot.
that.
Talk to the hand. Mind crush.
Why do you keep talking about that giant anyway? You really think some giant was responsible for all this?
Yeah, so let's get into this.
Melvin, don't be silly. Of course I do. Just when I thought you were starting to catch on. Disappointing, to say the least.
Yeah, I thought you were on my wavelength, Melvin, but it turns out you're just another normie.
But how can you be
I
so
feel
sure?
like
I
the
wanna see
big
some
difference
proof.
between Deadly Premonition
number
1
one.
and 2 is like, okay, York is just as crazy now as he is in the first game, but now, like, people are starting to notice. And instead of, like, everybody being old people who just kind of ignore him, like, now they're starting to really be like, hey, what are you talking about?
Well,
You know?
yeah, and I think part of it comes down to, like, in DP1, he's been an agent for a while. He is an adult, right? He's a man, probably like late 30s, like mid to late 30s. In here, he's definitely younger by a significant degree, and the people he's talking to, yeah, are less old and more like in the range of peer. So people are more willing to not just talk to him, but like call him out on the bullshit and be like, wait, no, what? How did you get to be like this? We're not all that different.
The footprints that led up to where Lisa's body originally was were made with bare feet. None of the prints looked similar to those of common insulated boots, and the arches of the feet were visible. The person who carried out Lisa's body must have had very large feet. I'd say they were at least 16 inches. Proof number 2. I found fingerprints on the cord of one of the hanging lights in the warehouse. The fingerprints weren't aimed up from below. They were coming directly from the side. Clearly, the giant moved the light because it was in his way. He pinched the cord with his fingers. Proof number 3. There was nothing else found in the vicinity where Lisa's body was stored. This means the giant carried her out without dragging her across the floor. But there's only one set of footprints. The only conclusion I can draw from this evidence is that a barefooted giant, standing over 10 feet tall, carried Lisa's body out.
Arguing with York in this... Go ahead, you go.
I was about to say, like, I can't argue with this logic.
That concludes the
checks
entirety of my
out.
proof.
I can't argue with
objections,
this
Melvin?
logic, but also arguing with York in this context.
There ain't no way a human could ever be that tall.
Yeah, like what? Here, yeah, what do you have to say for yourself, York?
Have you seen every human alive with your own eyes?
I guess not, man.
Well then, you need to forget all your preconceived notions when embarking on an investigation. Whether you come face to face with a 10-foot giant or a skeletal gentleman,
Forget everything you think you know about analysis.
you always need to accept everything that comes to you with a clear mind. Do that, and eventually the truth will reveal itself to you. You're a smart
I
kid,
feel
I'm
like
sure you
a
understand.
skeletal gentleman is a nod to the first game.
Well, I'll be damned.
In what way?
I'm sorry.
Do
I
you
ever
remember the
doubted
fucking
you,
guy in the wheelchair?
Mr. FBI
I
special,
do.
a sharp eye and
And
flawless
the mask that he wore?
observational skills.
Yeah, like the weird ass
Uncovering
gas
the
mask.
truth with a
Yeah.
heady intuition.
I think you mean a Deadly Premonition. Deadly Premonition 3, a heady intuition.
I won't ever question you
I
again.
like that. I like that a lot.
I'll do whatever you say.
Dude, if we played as Melvin Woods in the third game,
That's it, Melvin. I'm glad you finally caught on. Okay, time to go, Patty. You know this town well, so I'd like you to accompany me from now on.
just distance yourself when I'm on my skateboard.
Patty?
I don't want you getting caught up in the wheels. Clear!
You get caught up
Zach, we
right in
found the
those
flying
wheels.
serpent. Now we simply need to locate the 10 maidens. It's time to head on to Alexis's Diner and Lane.
Good thing we already did that. Every time he gets on the skateboard, every single time he just gets on the skateboard.
Did you notice it, Nate? The streets in New Orleans were a mess. All busted up and undergoing maintenance. The city was built on a swamp, so the ground is soft. All it takes is some heavy rain to cave it all in. There were also a lot of places where large tree roots were pushing up parts of the asphalt and the sidewalk. Those bumps were dangerous even when we still had a car. But this
I really hope that you are
so cleanly that we can
getting. I really hope you get what you need out of these conversations, because this game has a lot of repeating conversations in the bad way.
It's a good example of how allowing certain people to rise to power can have positive effects as well.
I have heard this conversation probably 8 or 9 times, even between today and yesterday.
Both here and in New Orleans, I've been amazed at how cordial everyone is. Is it just the way things are down here? You certainly don't see that sort of thing in New York or D.C. They never stop to chit-chat, especially when ordering food. They only say what's necessary.
Part of that is also because it's so long that whenever I cut it off,
they interact. But that's just how it is.
It automatically restarts when you get back on
the
your
human
board.
relationships here are as fluid as an inorganic
Which is
mechanism
good.
running on
I remember in the first game it did that.
After spending time
It would pick up where you left off.
Yes.
And I really liked that.
This time, I don't know if it picks up where it leaves off. I think this time it starts the conversation at the same point every time.
I'm sure it'll entertain us.
But I do like that as a
Still a bit
feature.
of a ways off, but perhaps we can also do a little case study for our post-retirement.
The problem
You
is,
still think it's too
I have to actually stay on the board the
never too
entire
early
time
to
while
be
they have
prepared.
this conversation. Because if I get off or bump into something, it also restarts. Which is why we did that little U-turn.
I see.
Zach, you're a coffee person, right?
Oh no, not again, not again. We'll start that one after. I am a coffee person. Or I was, anyway. This is probably, this is the last section that we'll take a look at, is the inside of this bowling alley. Before we call it for this session, I think. Because we're going to spend a little bit of time in here. And we were unable to do any of the things that we can do in here now. Like, if we had just showed up here before, everybody would still be in their same locations, but we would not be able to interact with anybody. Like, we can't interact with
Maybe it was broken.
No. No, 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 no. I mean, yes, but no. But honestly, I don't know. Who knows at this point? I really hope we run into that glitch again, because I really liked the one we saw.
Dude, all bets are off at this point, as far as I'm concerned. After what happened in the hotel, all bets are off.
In like the first 10 minutes.
Like the first 10 minutes. But to be fair, it's been pretty stable since then.
10 maidens,
Haven't
Zach.
noticed anything
Let's
unusual.
topple their hourglass figures and complete this oracle once and for all.
Yeah, not quite yet.
Oh my lord. I don't believe I've seen you around here
Alexis
before.
Jawara.
Sorry, honey,
Oh, yeah?
but you can't smoke in here.
Oh?
Since you're with Patricia, I'm guessing you're some friend of Melvin's.
He's Agent York from the FBI. This is Alexis, the owner of this restaurant. I'm helping out Agent York in his
I
investigation.
love that necklace.
We signed a contract.
Oh my lord. Well, ain't that something?
Her necklace
There
has
it
like...
is.
I'm FBI Special Agent Francis York Morgan. Please, call me York. Everyone's always called me that.
Her necklace
Oh,
has
my
like
lord.
Gundam colors
Well,
going
that's
on.
got to be the strangest introduction I've ever heard. No wonder everyone
I
in
love
town's
it.
been
I
talking
love how
about you.
everybody is like, what a fucking weirdo.
And he's just so nonplussed by it the whole time.
He just rolls with it.
I want a chocolate sundae.
And I respect that even
No
more.
cherries. I want 2 wafers instead. Don't put too many Rice Krispies on it. Oh, but don't scrimp on the chocolate syrup either.
Oh my lord. And what'll it be for you, honey?
Alexis, are these photos of the town?
Oh, you like my
That
pictures?
big picture of a
A
donut.
hobby's collecting snapshots of what a town
big
used to be
donut.
like. So whenever someone gives me an old picture, I just put it up here on display. Our world these days feels a bit cold to me, you
Whenever
know?
you go to
Just thought it'd be nice
Universal
to help
Orlando,
folks remember what it was like
if you
in
are
the
not
good
like
old
me
days.
with all of my food allergies,
Zach, did you hear that?
go to
The good old
Simpsons
days.
Springfield
Even in a remote
Boulevard
town
area,
that's already far
because they
behind the
have
times,
giant
there are
Simpsons
still people who
donuts
yearn
that
for
you
the
can get
past.
that are like literally the size of your head.
She
They're
told
big-
me what
they're
was
big
going
cake
on, you know.
donuts.
What?
They're really, really good.
Please. You don't need to try and hide
Those
it
are the
from me,
less
honey.
good kind of donut. But okay.
Last time she came here, she told me all about it. Some
But
odd
I mean,
fella
not
was
cake
following
donuts
her
as in
around,
like they are cake donuts.
stalking her like.
I mean, it is a donut
What
like the
kind of
size of
fella?
a cake.
She said he had a
Okay.
really tall shadow.
Like
How
imagine
tall?
you ordered an elephant
As
ear
tall as
from
an oak tree.
you know some
Did that ring
fair,
any bells for you?
but instead it's just
Sadly,
a
it
really
didn't.
big pink chocolate or pink
I know
sprinkled
just
donut.
about everyone in this here town,
Yeah.
but I ain't never seen a man who stands that tall.
Yeah, what's going
Maybe
on?
Foot.
it really was an oak tree, and she just mistook it for someone. Sometimes the silhouettes of them
Biggs
trees
keeps begging
with
for
lots of
Bigfoot,
Spanish
so
moss hanging
we're gonna have to
down
take bets on
make
who's
me
gonna
feel
show
a
up
little
at
funny,
this
too.
point.
I don't think so, Alexis. Lise said the shadow was following her, correct? That means she must have been stalked by a man as tall as an oak tree. If she had only mistaken an oak tree for a person, she wouldn't have described it that way. She might have said,
It felt like a crowd of people was staring at me.
yes, exactly. She certainly wouldn't have talked about being followed by someone. Thank you, Patty. Zach, this data is all very intriguing, but it isn't the answer we're looking for. We came to knock down the 10 maidens, remember?
Oh, yeah! Booyah! Oh, I got a turkey!
Truly mesmerizing, Zach. This is why I never
Well done.
tire of small-town investigations. Same
Hey,
goes for
do you remember?
right?
Do you remember that sub story in Yakuza 0?
I do. When you get the chicken,
Yeah,
you
you get
remember
the
the
chicken-
chicken's name?
it was Nugget
And do you know what Nugget's special ability is?
being a real estate manager.
He's so good at real estate.
So good at it.
What'll it be, honey?
All right. Yeah. Why don't we get some home cooking, some soul food from the restaurant? Oh well, we can't do it. Basically, we are unlocking a little side quest where we need to go and walk around the remainder of the town and grab 3 ingredients, and that'll get us soul food.
I could go for some soul food right about now.
Honestly, have you ever had like authentic Cajun cuisine?
Never, but I'd love to try it.
It's so good. It's like spicy,
What'll it be, honey?
like spicy gumbo that's fish based a lot of the time, like shrimp and you know, oyster and crawfish and stuff like that, but put in like a spicy gumbo.
Yeah, because it's a coastal
Is this
town.
place a...
Oh my
Yeah.
lord, what's wrong, honey? Can't tell the difference? It says restaurant right there on the outside.
How do you explain that, then?
That's so the customers can bowl while they eat. Convenient, ain't it? If you want a bowl, honey, you'll have to ask Mrs. Carpenter to open up the lane for you. But if you just want
What
to
is
eat,
this weak
then
shit? There's
all
only
you
one
need to
lane.
do is call my name. Got it?
Also, is it all that weird that like a bowling alley would serve food? I feel like most of them do.
That's the thought I was just having, is most of them do.
So yeah, oh yeah, and beignet, which beignet is also pretty much just elephant ear. If you ever had a funnel cake or an elephant ear, that's all that really is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna grab some shrimp and grits.
Hungry is very full, and sleep is also very full, and I'm not sure how to interpret that.
I'm sorry, the look on his face.
So, what do
We
you think
need
of
that
my
as a
Cajun
gift.
food, honey?
We need that as a gift.
No complaints here.
No complaints
No
here.
wonder you call this restaurant the best Louisiana's got to offer.
Would you mind putting down a timestamp for me? Just write 1 hour 45:03,
Oh my lord.
and I'll look
Ain't
for that later.
nice
Yeah, I'll
of
set
you?
that up right now.
I'm sure glad to hear you like Cajun flavor. It's nothing like that
You should
Creole
be able to clip
food.
that too.
And I'll be damned if it isn't the best eating you'll find this side
That
of
is
the
beyond me
Mississippi.
right now. I'm sorry.
Hold on
Me
just
too.
one moment, Alexis.
You have to do it on Twitch, so I
I
understand.
always thought that both Creole and Cajun food were staples of the South. Am I misunderstanding something?
Not at all, honey. Cajun and Creole food are both staples of the South. They both have roots in French cooking, of course.
Of course.
But Creole cooking just ain't my cup of tea.
Oh, is that you sending me messages?
Yeah.
Sauces of France combined with cooking methods brought in from Africa,
I like this. As somebody who really likes cooking, I like this.
mixed in with Spanish influences and Italian-style tomato sauce. Huh, when you smush
God,
all
that
that
sounds
together,
good.
you can't even tell what it is no more.
Cajun food is great, and it's also, like, a lot of the time it's pretty easy to make.
Cajun food is pure and solid. The Acadians who settled in Canada brought it here from France in the 1600s. Then the British chased them off their land and they ran all the way down here. They walked straight across America, north to south.
It's rad.
Finally, they found a safe haven right here in southwest Louisiana. Whew, we got everything you'd ever want here. Fresh fish, wildlife, even veggies and fruit. They used their knowledge of French cooking and added some spice and herbs. Whew, and then they threw in fresh local ingredients to create what we know as Cajun cuisine.
Very spice heavy.
Interesting. Now I understand what you mean about the Cajun and Creole food being completely different.
I've never had Cajun food that wasn't, like, hearty, which is what I enjoy most in food.
But I still insist that both are shining examples of delicious local food. Roots and history aren't that important, are they?
Oh my lord, you don't get it, do you, honey? Lately, there are shops all over the place calling themselves Cajun, Creole, or whatnot. But all they serve is a hot mess of different ingredients loaded with spices. And the tourists ain't none the wiser. I just hate feeling like folks are getting the wrong impression about Cajun food.
I get it now. According to your interpretation,
oddly
Creole food
informational,
is
these
contributing
games.
to that wrong impression.
I was just thinking, like,
You bet it
whenever
is.
you run into a character who
That's
likes
why
something
I
in, like,
always
this
make
game
sure
or
to
the
teach
first
all
game,
my
in the
customers
first
what's
game
what.
it was usually York, but now there's more people doing it, and they'll be like, I really like this thing. Here's like 3 paragraphs explaining the history of this thing and why I like it. And it's very expositional.
And Metal Gear is also very much like that. But whereas Metal Gear is talking about, like, giant robots, they're like, hey, do you want to hear about the origins of cooking from, like, the Cajun cooking scene in, like, the 1600s? Here you go.
Hey, you want to hear about movies?
Agent York, if you're fixing to bowl,
Sounds awesome.
you're gonna be disappointed.
No
Mrs.
bowling?
Carpenter never lets anyone else use the lane while she's here.
Patty, that's
Those sound
exactly what I
effects.
came to do. You see, Zach and I need to bowl down
I
10
know.
maidens.
Fine, go on and try if you wanna, but I'm gonna eat my sundae.
Look at that.
Hey! Are you nuts?
What's the most addictive drug in the world?
How should I know?
It's sugar, Patty. Far more people die from obesity and diabetes than from cocaine and heroin.
It's true.
That wasn't going to be my
Alexis,
answer.
would you give her some milk?
Oh my lord, coming right up, honey.
Sugar might be dangerous, but it ain't against the law. You got no right to take that from me, even if you are some FBI agent.
Actually, Patty, I do.
As
We
far
signed a
as Sundays
contract,
go.
remember? I promised to protect you from all the evil in our world.
God, that's so cheesy.
Delicious.
Look at
what an
that.
amazing chocolate sundae.
Look
Zach,
at that.
I think we just uncovered an incredible treasure here. I feel like I could eat one of these every day while we're in this town.
Yeah, fuck you.
Speechless.
That. So that right there is the most Sims 4 thing I've ever seen in my life. That, like,
Absolutely.
facial expression.
That was my exact thought.
Patty is, like, the worst about it, for sure.
The
I'm not supposed
character
to do
models
that.
in this game are something else. Well,
So-
hey, as long as you've got those issues with your walk cycle, standing on a bowling lane is the place where it makes the most sense.
I was gonna say, there's something really cool about bowling lanes that I didn't know. And sorry, I'm just gonna do this while I mention this. But oh my god, that looks awesome. I don't even care. So when you bowl, did you know that like it's not even just about like throwing the perfect ball in the perfect arc every single time, because as you bowl, the oil on the lane gets deformed and creates grooves like each time you throw the ball. And that's apparently what like the high-end, you know, super professional bowlers are all about, is learning how to deal with those on top of their technique. It's just something that I never even considered until I learned.
Me neither.
Now that I'm very dizzy. Okay.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Oh, howdy, stranger.
Oh, you see that?
You're a handsome one.
The fact that the music cuts out every time,
I can always spot you city folk from a mile away.
that's what I think is making this so awkward for me.
I'm FBI Special Agent Francis York
It
Morgan.
just drops
Would you
dead
mind calling me
silent
York,
every
ma'am?
time.
It's like the whole band stops
so
and looks at you.
from the FBI. I thought as
He's
much.
so insistent about it.
So sophisticated. Well, my horoscope in the paper today told me I'd be meeting someone new. And those horoscopes never miss. They're the real deal. Well, one even predicted when I'd bowl my first perfect game. Oh, no! Oh, could you stand a bit closer to me? Whew, that was a close one. If you move any further that way, you'll cast a shadow over the lane.
Just like a
Well, the
super
sheriff did that
paranoia.
once, and something horrible happened. The next time I bowled, I got a gutter ball. First time in 12
What
years.
are
I was
those?
mortified.
Are those
And
like
I am
Christmas
going to
ornaments?
make sure nothing like that ever happens
They look like
again.
badly modeled
In
bowling
our
balls.
world,
I
some
don't think that
routines
they're
lead
bowling
to
No,
balls.
no.
They're too small.
No, you're right. They
others
do look like
only
Christmas
lead to
ornaments.
the bad.
I saw like
You
the
mustn't
cap on
ever
one, you
cast
know?
a shadow
Yeah.
over the lane. Is that understood?
It's a routine, Zach. Understand? Just like us and coffee.
Mhm.
Incidentally, ma'am, would you mind letting me use this lane too? I'm investigating the Lise Clarkson murder case,
It's a very good thing of yours.
and I need to
like,
topple 10 maidens, no
I
matter what it
understand
takes.
what it's like to be super crazy
No.
and want to do your own
Absolutely
OCD things.
Not even the FBI can take my lane from me. I haven't given it up once ever since my husband passed away over a decade ago. I'll never break my promise to him.
But
Now, if you'll excuse me.
What?
Absolutely not. I bowl here
All right.
all day. Every day.
All right, come on, lady. Let's see what you got.
We're gonna score
Ooh, you like
tonight.
that?
Score
That's what I'm talking about.
tonight.
Who's your mama?
Zach, it looks like negotiations have failed. Now I'm
Diplomacy
afraid
has
we have
failed,
no choice but to
Zach.
force her to let us use her bowling lane.
Diplomacy has failed.
Yes, I know. I won't do anything illegal.
I won't do anything illegal.
Tranquilizer bullets aren't illegal. Wait, what? Greenvale? Oh, I actually didn't notice that the first time. How do you like that? Greenvale Wood.
And
Cool.
it's like, yeah, Greenvale Wood.
That's nice. I actually, yeah, I completely totally missed that first time. What is this? What are these?
Why does she have voodoo dolls?
Are these Christmas ornaments?
Can you zoom in? Can you, like, click the right stick? Get that first-person camera?
I can't. I feel like it's either that or like potpourri or something. It looks like... I have no idea.
Me neither. I got nothing.
Okay.
Look at her just yucking it up.
Excuse me, Mrs. Carpenter.
Stop! Not now! Can't you see I'm already in my bowling stance?
Yeah!
What, are you blind?
Come on, give me your energy. Even if you don't believe, give it to me anyway. She's doing the spirit bowling ball.
Bizarre prayer.
God, that arm animation looks really uncomfortable for some reason.
It does. I'm glad I'm not the only person who noticed it.
No.
That stance, always works on a split. Oh, yeah, never fails.
Zach, our new friend, appears to be a very superstitious lady.
Hey man, getting out of a split is not easy to do, so good on you.
We should try and utilize this
Yeah,
trait
it's
of hers in
difficult.
order to gain access to the lane for a bit. That was an amazing shot, Mrs. Carpenter. In fact, it may have been the most amazing shot I've ever seen.
I am, of course,
Speaking of
lying,
which,
Zach.
where did you happen to find all those neat little items?
Yo, that candle looks awesome.
Yeah, that's a very deep south candle to have.
It's like a skull totem candle.
The ones you used to help you bowl that split just now.
Ooh, you got a keen eye there, Mr. Special Agent.
I see you noticed all my weird bullshit.
Taking a liking to my collection, have you?
Oh yes, a great liking.
I buy all my charms and power stones from Erzuli Frida.
Azuli Frida.
Erzuli Frida.
Yes, it's a mystical establishment run by the Mirror.
The Mirror.
This sounds like some bullshit.
It sounds like David Bowie.
If you're interested, I can mark it on your
Yeah.
map for you.
Like David Bowie in like the Labyrinth type getup.
Zach, this is it. Erzuli Frida. There must be a treasure trove of dubious trinkets on sale there. We may even be able to find something capable of changing her mind.
A
It really
treasure
feels like we're in the
trove of
deep
dubious
south now,
trinkets.
doesn't it?
A treasure trove of dubious trinkets is a good line. Clear. So there you go. We cannot bowl yet.
Cannot bully yet.
And she's still doing the Genki Dama.
Yep, there she is.
We save
Still
just
doing
in
it.
Case. Yeah, we're gonna save over this. And okay, now that we have saved, I am before we leave off today, the one thing I do want to cap off on is meeting the Mirror, because the Mirror is pretty cool. So what's your favorite loading screen in video games? Mine's the one from Budokai where you spin the sticks.
I feel like I have an answer to this question. I like the one in Dragon's Dogma a lot, I'll say that. Because it's got a fucking creepy looking dragon on it, and all of the loading screen tips, they read like fortune cookies.
Okay. I like that.
So I think that's a good one. And one of them straight up tells you, like, yo, if the game is hard, maybe stop playing. Don't feel like you have to.
I like that. That's pretty cool. I like, that's one of the things I do like
I
about...
thought you came here to bowl.
Yes, I did.
Then why are you leaving? You gave up on trying to convince Mrs. Carpenter to let you play?
No, Patty, neither Zach nor I have given up on anything. We're just going to stop by Erzuli Frida.
Erzuli Frida? What do you want with that place?
What do you know about it, Patty?
It It's a dumb store that sells stupid voodoo charms and even stupider souvenirs. No one who actually lives here would ever be caught dead there. Daddy even told me to steer clear of it.
And why is that?
'Cause they sell guns?
You mean Erzuli Frida is a gun shop?
It's kinda like a gun shop and a voodoo shop had a baby.
A voodoo shop?
That's
Thank
awesome.
you, Patty. You just
That's
helped me
quite
make up
the-
my mind. We're going to use the power of voodoo
That's
to
quite
help
the
us
pitch.
steal the right to use
I was
that
gonna
blade.
say that's quite interesting there. Oh, okay. It's just a little
Yo,
side path, I guess.
I want a fucking voodoo gun. I don't know what it would do,
A
but I
gun-
know that I want one.
Like a gun that shoots voodoos.
Maybe. Or
Yes.
just like a gun that's like
Like it looks like a sugar
various
skull.
beads and skulls and pins sticking out of the grip.
Gotcha.
And you shoot someone with it, and they like, I don't know, they turn into a shrunken head. Yeah, let's go with that.
They turn into the night bus from
It's a
Harry
head
Potter.
shrinker.
Yeah. It turns on big head
Yeah.
mode. I was gonna say
No, small head mode.
small head mode, but if you turn the gun upside down on
No
one
sugar,
bow,
only milk. Yes, I'm
then it
completely
turns
with
them
you on
into.
that.
Then it turns them into.
Then
the
you
night.
get big head mode.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. But something I appreciate about Dragon's Dogma in relation to
So,
games
you
like
think
Dark
of
Souls
this?
is that
We're talking
it
about
has such
who
a.
Is the skeletal
No, we're
gentleman
gonna
friend
go
or
ahead with
foe?
these
Or does he
conversations
merely exist outside the realms of...
I appreciate that Dragon's Dogma is more front-facing about being a video game. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. That's one of the things I love the most about it. Is I tend to like
voodoo
games
shop.
less when they are very smooth, like Ubisoft games, you know?
Yeah, the more
I
that
like it when I can play the game and I can be like, okay, here is the animation file. I can... Here is the point where the animation file is over, and I can, I don't know, I can jump. I can cancel out of it into something else. And I like being able to know what's going on. And I like when a game is just janky enough to expose its own inner workings and be honest about what it is. That's what I like.
Like, the less that a game tries to sell you on the fact that it's like a multimedia experience, and it's like, no, man, just... Do you know about timed hits? Press the A button to continue. Every time Otacon tells me to press the A button, I love Metal Gear a little bit more.
Just make a video game-ass video game.
It's a
That's the
voodoo
strength
shop.
of the medium. You should lean into it.
Yeah, I like when games play up the fact that they're interactive more than anything.
Just looks like a dumb souvenir shop to me.
Of course it does, Patty. You're much too young to understand the true value of such a place.
You know that you're on BRB? Oh, no, you're not anymore. Okay.
Yeah, we dropped our connection for a couple minutes. Not a couple minutes. We dropped our connection for like 40 seconds, so I put it up there until it got back up from 0. We didn't lose much. Well, we didn't lose anything because it's on the VOD, but as far as like bad hitching, we should still be running the same stream. I don't think it cut off.
Good.
We have a cutoff time of like 20 seconds, I think.
Hey, there's that fucking
This
throne.
is all kids stuff.
Right?
It's just a bunch of charms.
Okay. You're not gonna say that last part? Okay.
You
I'm allowed to
gonna
watch
finish
TV
that
and
thought?
go on the internet, but I ain't allowed in here? My daddy makes no sense sometimes. You agree,
Yeah, what the
right, Agent
fuck?
York? This is all just kid stuff.
Look at this, Zack. All the mysticism of the Deep South gathered up into one quaint little shop.
He loves it.
This is 100 times more exciting than the FBI evidence vault. It's a vast treasure chest. So much to study, so much to learn.
And this guy.
This fucking guy.
All right.
This guy is rocking a Bowie look.
So, he also kind of looks like Uriel Septim a little bit from the opening to, oh, that's a cool tattoo. Looks like Uriel Septim a little bit from the beginning of Oblivion. Who I bring up because he's Patrick Stewart. When I first played this section, I thought this NPC was like a mannequin from the back. And when I was walking through, I just I accidentally bumped into... Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to punch you. I accidentally punched him.
Excessive force! No!
He kind of looks like Megamind a little bit.
Yeah, he's got that head.
Alright, sorry, sir. You enjoy your trinkets. The mirror.
Thou art a seeker, and
there goes
I
the music.
see the object of thy desire.
Hmm?
Doth this be what thou seekest?
Is it Mr. Alligator? The mirror.
I could sell it to thee now.
I really want for Mr. Alligator there to get
And
his
only
own.
now.
Yeah.
Surely
What is
fortune
this?
shall not bless thee with another chance. Purchase this, and know that thy wishes shall be granted.
Dude, even without the sales
That's
pitch, I'll take that right
crazy.
now.
Even I can tell you're getting cheated, Agent York.
I disagree, Patty. This person can be trusted.
He looks like
I've
a
been
trustworthy
studying people
fellow.
for quite a while, so I can tell. That figurine is connected to our future.
My price is true. What say thee?
What's with the inside of his mouth, huh?
Don't you worry about that. Our quests have been updated. We need to buy the alligator. A strapping alligator wearing a top hat and standing on two legs. He's also carrying a cane. 30 bucks.
That's a good price.
Sold.
I'll buy it.
He's practically giving it away.
Thou art
Pretty
a
much.
man of refined taste. I am loath to part with it, but 'twould be a fool's errand to keep it from such a keen-eyed soul.
What's wrong
I
with
just
you?
want to say that I really appreciate this guy's voice.
I want to
Because
say...
you can tell that he's trying to do the fancy, like, ominous what's-it thing, but he's also got that southern twang going on, and I think it's a really good fit.
He's just like... He's clearly a dude who's putting it on. But he's doing it really, really well. I like it a lot. I'm also going to say I like his necklace a whole lot. Because when you first look at it, you're like, oh, look, it's just a necklace that's clipping through his neck. And no. No, it's not, sir.
No normal
It's just a
person would
really
ever buy a piece
cool-ass
of junk
piercing.
like that. Not even at a garage sale.
Marvelous, isn't it, Zach?
Just a super, super cool piercing.
What a treasure. I can't wait to use it.
Use it?
I need to get
Where?
another look at it.
How?
Hopefully
Is it
it'll zoom
obvious,
in on him
Patty?
again.
I'm going to put it in front of Mrs. Carpenter's house.
Oh?
In front of her house?
Yes. I'm sure this figurine will stop her right in her tracks.
Let's just freak out the elderly.
And that'll give us a chance to finally topple the 10 maidens.
Are you
Hey,
serious?
that's a goal I'm in favor of.
Also, we need to stop saying things like topple the 10 maidens, because that's just a really creepy phrase.
Of course I am.
It's getting up
And
there.
so is Zach. Aren't you?
I'm seriously wondering if I should quit helping you out with this.
I'm seriously wondering that too, Patty. Clear! Clear! Yep. Just straight up. Freak her out. Alright, we gotta zoom in on this guy at least one more time.
Mihalama
Talk to me. Ah, okay. Value, that which lacks value. Special human with the power to discern what is what. Among these items, once joined, the 5 colored beads' value shall rise from beyond any dream. 5 colored beads. First, the blue bead. Its name, ocean. Nay, the deep ocean bead. As blue as the deep blue sea itself. Second, the red bead. Its name, blood. Nay, the saint's blood bead. A bead as crimson as the blood of a proud saint. Third, the green bead. Its name, summer. Nay, indeed, its name is forest. Nay, meadow. Nay, nay. So, what's the name of the green bead? 'Tis known as the young leaf bead. Yes.
That's very Japanese.
The burning youth leaf bead. That's Rock Lee's bead. As green as new budding leaves. Next comes white. White, the fresh snow bead, is white and pure as a virgin. And when all beads are joined, you've only listed 4 so far. What? There are 5 special beads in total, right? Forsooth, there are 5. But you only listed 4. Deep ocean bead, saint's blood bead, young leaf bead, and fresh snow bead. Didst I not also list the abyssal bayou bead? A bead so black it could suck away every last ray of light. Never heard of it before, neither me nor Zach. Thou shalt gather all 5 colored beads. Gather? Me? Forsooth. Why? Thou art a human who perceiveth true value, art thou not? Meaning? I bestowed thee with knowledge of the 5 colored beads. Now thou can determine thy next action. Zach, he seems to believe these 5 colored beads are special. You know what I'm going to say. I always agree with your opinion. Yep, more fetch quests.
So they're your collectibles.
Oh. Alright, you can kind of see it from here. But if... Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that's cool.
Just straight up piercings in the form of like a tiny necklace. I like that a whole lot.
He looks so weird.
I think it's the lipstick more than anything.
Yeah,
it's like
easily.
Glow-in-the-dark lipstick. But okay, I don't know about you, but I think that makes for one successful session up to this point. Oh?
Easily. Oh? But wait,
Whoa.
There's more.
That was close.
Ooh.
Nani?
Well, look at you, all standing there like you're expecting me to apologize. Huh, it's your fault for not paying attention.
Oh, it's an asshole.
She's already, yeah. She's a Clarkson, okay.
What?
Got a moment?
Go figure.
What?
Can't say I do. I'm in a hurry here.
I won't take up too much of your time. I'd just like to ask you a few questions.
I said I'm in a hurry, Peckerwood. Now get out of my way.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah, total asshole.
Patty, who was that?
Kalina Clarkson. PJ Clarkson's second daughter, and Lisa's mother.
Zach, we've found ourselves a Clarkson.
Oh no, she's not here. My dolly. Oh, she's not here. My dolly isn't here.
Look at this
One of the key
Batman villain
persons
in
in this
training.
case just came out of the woodwork to meet us. Now things are really getting interesting. Isn't that right, Zach?
Oh, yes.
She's gonna become like the doll master or something. And
Master of Puppets.
That dude is still just standing exactly where
Traumatized.
He didn't leave either when we punched him in the face, which I feel bad about.
He had nowhere to go. You cornered him.
That's right, and I would do it again. Excessive force.
Minus $100.
Yeah.
Stinky agent.
This is... So when I mentioned before that you could accidentally shoot people, that's what happens. You just lose a lot of money for it. And they're like, don't hurt civilians. Only when I did it on my own, I absolutely did it, like, immediately. I did it to cut off what was going on during the conversation because I thought it would be funny. And it was. And I don't regret it.
Good job. I'm proud of you.
Good job, Raiden. Thank you. And yeah, as you'll notice, every time it has to load the open world, this is what we get.
This is what we have to fill for time. I'll tell you what, really early on in this stream, I was fucking around with a knife and I sliced my hand open, and I didn't mention a word of it until now.
That's awful. That's genuinely awful. I'm so sorry that happened.
I saved it until we had to fill for time.
Speaking of saving, we need to find some kind of save location. Yeah, this is a game that when I played this on my own, and even now, I've just been smiling the whole time.
So, what do you think of him? Yes, I'm talking about him. Boondock. Is the skeletal gentleman friend or foe? Or does he merely exist outside the realms of evil? Still too early to tell. But it's clear that he'll be the key to uncovering this case's mysteries. That's what my soul tells me.
There we are.
There's your save point.
Oh god, I thought that was like a dude holding up a dude by the neck. Like Dragon Ball style.
Living statue.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, let's go ahead and save. Yeah, no, I've been really, really enjoying my time with this game so far.
I was eager to get back to it, and now I'm eager to get back to it again next week.
It's just such a mess in all the best ways. And it's also, like, oddly charming in a way.
And it's still Deadly Premonition. It's been a long time. They came back and they did it again, and that's incredible.
It's been 10 years. 10 years?
Because most sequels end up sucking really badly.
10 years? And it's been long enough that I think most people had, like, an idea in their head of what Deadly Premonition was because they watched videos of it. And then they start playing this and they're like, oh, it's the worst thing ever. How could they put this to market? And it's like, no. Dude, this is what it was. This is the same thing. They just made another one.
It's kind of incredible how much of the same thing it is.
And with that said, I definitely can't wait to get back to this.
Absolutely.
Catch us next time. Same time, same place. Thanks, everybody.
Same Zach time, same Zach channel.